Hey, what's up guys? Kevin here, aka the Degenerate Investor on YouTube. I waited for this price to go to 0.03333. I thought this was the perfect time to start this video. And it's gonna be an interesting video today. I feel like I actually might get some hate for posting it. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about. There's a lot of things on my mind. I've been doing research the past couple of days. My initial intention for this video was just to talk about nodes and post a little updates in regard to founders nodes, node rewards, and just, for people who are not familiar with Gala Games, give an overview of what this node ecosystem is turning into, because it's getting very confusing. Yeah, I've been following Gala Games for over a year now. Actually, my very first video on YouTube, I have it open right here. This was posted in July of 2021, where I talked about my node purchase, where I sort of, give the reasoning behind that purchase. And times were a lot simpler back then. We only had the Gala Founders nodes. Right now, it seems like I got confused. At a certain point, I really got confused. I wasn't quite sure what Gala was really, what their ambition was. Were they just turning into some sort of node licensing company, or do they still focus on the gaming aspect of it all? I got really confused. Because, back then there were founder nodes. We were promised these founder nodes are the backbone of the entire Gala Games ecosystem. But then they started introducing game-specific nodes. Then they started introducing Gala Film, Gala Music. Both of those things have nothing to do with Gala Founder nodes, and they are completely separate of those. Now, game-specific nodes also, the way they were introduced, I don't really agree with that. I think, and I still believe this to be true until this day, I think that was a very easy transition for them, a very easy cash grab. And that's going to be a very unpopular opinion. That's an opinion that if you are going to mention this in their Discord, you're just going to get banned. I've been temporarily banned on that Discord on 2 occasions. First was for calling them cash grabbers. And second was for pointing out that they, were just exploiting the bull market. And I think I'm just going to be completely honest during this video. I'm not going to hold back during this video. I've been wanting to make videos on Gala Games for quite some time, but I'm not very good at this YouTube thing. Over the course of this year, I made 4 entire videos. I just didn't really get to it, and I haven't been following Gala Games as much as I should have. And I don't like talking about stuff that I don't know that I don't feel comfortable talking about. For this video though, I have really done my research. I've really looked all over the place to get some information about the things that I'm going to be discussing in this video. And there's been some shady things. Well, not necessarily shady, just some things that really need clarification. Some things that might have an easy clarification, but it's just Gala Games is extremely annoying to research, and they're extremely bad at transparency. They're just very, they're not transparent. They've actually been I remember this. When I do my research, I read my fair amount of white papers, and I've seen my fair share of tokenomic models and whatever. Gala Games said early on, we don't believe in white papers. And I think that's complete BS. I think that's just a very easy way of saying that they didn't really have it all figured out just yet. That they can do pretty much anything they want, because nothing's really in writing. They have changed so many things, so many of their promises that they've made from when I joined that Gala game, when I made that node purchase until now. There's so many things that have changed, so many developments, and it's like it's starting to become an entirely different ecosystem than what they had in mind back then. And a company evolves. I get that. But for these founder nodes, right? We were told this is going to be the entire gaming ecosystem. We're going to revolutionize this space. And we're pioneering with these founder nodes. We're setting the tone for the biggest decentralized gaming network the world has ever seen. And these nodes are going to be the backbone. Now, there wasn't even one decent game online. We had Townstar. Townstar, it's a great game. Nothing against that. I played it for a couple of days and I liked it, but it's not really my type of game to keep grinding, whatever. But it was the only game that they had online. The only functioning game. They hadn't even sold out their founders nodes yet. And they started introducing these game-specific nodes. And they started selling them at ridiculous prices as well. These Townstar nodes, they were sold at, I'm not sure, I can't find that information in their Discord how much exactly they sold for, because I know they sold them in different batches as well. But it was somewhere around $10,000. I think even more than that. And they all sold out. It was the bull market, they could get away with anything. And they sold, they kept selling us new things every other day almost. Either NFTs, then they started shifting into music, video, whatever. Their founder nodes, they haven't sold out until this day. That's because, I don't know what genius made up the pricings for these. When I made that video on my founders node, I rewatched this a couple of days ago. We were in, actually let me go to that right now. I have this little document here. They had this different, like everything they sell throughout their store, there's always gonna be tiers of pricing. If so many get sold, the price goes up. And the same was true for those nodes. I purchased mine for 11,400. For each 100 nodes that were sold, the price would go up with $100. Now these nodes, they were flying over the counter. They were selling so many of these nodes. And they changed this not on 1, not on 2, not on 3, but on 4 separate occasions. And this is all in the span of a couple of months. When I bought my node, they said that the very last node that were to be sold out of the 50,000, so the very last person would buy a node for around $30,000. With all these different price increases that they did, now with a 2,500 price increase for these last 7,100 nodes that are available, they were expecting to sell that final node for over $250,000. They were expecting with these last, and this is like 14% of the total supply. By the way, with the for 86% of the supply, they made for selling those, they made around $550 million. Like obviously not in Gala amounts. Like Gala is always pegged to the US dollars. If you go to the website right now and go and check their node, click buy now, then this amount is going to be pegged to US dollars. This is going to be exactly $96,000. With these last remaining 7,100 nodes, they were expecting to collect an additional $1.3 billion. Obviously, this didn't sell out, and some people say that they didn't want them to sell out, which I think is complete BS because they could have easily just paused the sales. And that's one of the questions I have. I want to know exactly what Gala is planning with this remaining supply of 7,100 nodes. I don't mind them not being sold because that means we're getting more distribution rewards, right? But they're building the biggest decentralized ecosystem. If a big chunk, actually right now there's only, of the ones that are sold, there's only 60% who are actually running. I've also read in their Discord that Gala Games has like 10,000 nodes in reserve. But I couldn't really find any other information about that. There's nothing on their website explaining that. There's no transparency whatsoever. And this is all of everything that I've just been talking about. These are just minor things. These are things that happened in the past, but things that have never really been addressed. But there are some other things that I really don't like about the way they are handling these nodes. And that takes me to the actual Gala node distribution. You can find this information, by the way, yourself. If you go to nodes, if you go to this distribution and click on view, and then you're gonna get you're gonna get the distribution info, and you're going to be able to see exactly which address is going to be receiving how much Gala. 157 Gala means this person is running or operating one node, and he is earning this amount of Gala on a daily basis. This person right here, he has 2 nodes earning this amount of Gala. What I did was I copied this entire page, and I put it in this spreadsheet here, and I ranked this or filtered this based on the amount of earnings per day. So just the biggest whales earning the most Gala and having the most nodes, I ranked it on based on that. This one right here, 1103 nodes, is Mr. Benefactor. I don't know if you know, if you have been in Discord, but this is the CEO of Gala. The CEO of Gala is currently operating 1,100 nodes. Now, at first glance, nothing really wrong with that, right? But it isn't the only account. The addresses I've listed here, not all of them I've looked at. I think only like the top 10. And out of this top 10, the ones that I have put in bold right here, I'm 100% sure that these are team-related wallets. If you add these percentages together, that's 8% of the total distribution rewards that these team wallets are receiving. In other words, that's 8% of the total supply of what would have otherwise gone to people who've spent their hard-earned money on these founder nodes. Some people spent $90,000 on these nodes. 8% of these distribution rewards are going to members of the Gala team. And I'm pretty sure that if I go and check this even further, I'm gonna find more. It's very hard to be exactly sure. I've done quite some digging in these addresses to find exactly what has happened, but I can prove to you right now that these are in fact team accounts. Actually, let me show you. First of all, this isn't hard. I'll post these addresses in the comments as well, in the description as well, so you can go and check for yourself. This one is Benefactor. Everyone knows Benefactor. Everyone who's been in Gala for quite some time, they know that it's also his name on Discord. This is the CEO of the company. Now, how did I find out that this address was also a team wallet? Well, it's actually because of this NFT right here. This NFT was purchased for 375 Ethereum by this address, by exactly, C47F. You can see C47F. So this address sent that NFT to Benefactor. So either he controls both of these or this is another team wallet. I'm not even going to share my opinion about that 375 Ethereum sale, by the way, because I think that's, kind of shady as well. I don't think a CEO of a company should be making purchases like this with a unnamed account and then a couple of days later send it over to his actual account. When purchases like this happen, it shifts the mindset of every NFT trader who's watching that collection. Suddenly everything becomes more valuable. And indirectly this causes more volume and stuff like that. And Gala benefits from that. So and also, if this is his own money, then fine. Obviously, if this is company money, then that's very weird. Okay. But this can be easily explained. I'm not even going to focus too hard on that. Now for this last address right here, how I found that this was also, I'm 99.9% sure that this is a team wallet as well. And let me actually go to Etherscan and show you. You can go ahead and find this for yourself, by the way. And actually, this person has been selling Gala. Just an FYI there. How I know that this wallet is somewhat related to someone of the Gala team is because they received funding. The very first transfer of this account was a transaction of 0.01 ETH that was being sent to this wallet, the very first transaction. If we go and take a look at this account and look through their transactions, we can see this right here, Downstar Deployer. Now this was 872 days ago. I don't think anyone was familiar with Downstar back then. So 99.9% sure this is a team wallet as well. And I didn't really check out the other ones. Or I couldn't really directly find information. I checked a couple of here, like I didn't really go through all of these. We know there's a bunch of whales in Gala. That's nothing new, and there's no, there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But what I do find very odd is why are team wallets taking up so much of these distribution rewards? Also, keep in mind, for the founder nodes, people who have a founder node are sometimes eligible for an NFT. Like we get random distributions of NFT drops on occasion. I only had that happen on one instance, I think, maybe two. But we purchased these nodes because we were promised to, sometimes perhaps get lucky and get an NFT for a new upcoming game. And, very recently, actually, they did they apparently distributed a lot of Downstar related NFTs. I didn't really quite get any of those. You can go and check my distribution rewards. It's been a very long time since I received an NFT. Now, my issue is that these accounts also are eligible for these NFT drops. And in fact, they are getting a lot of these NFTs because they own so many nodes. So they're pretty much, stealing our NFTs. NFTs that would normally have gone to the community. Mr. Benefactor, the CEO, if you go to his OpenSea page, all of these NFTs, or like most of these NFTs, he has bought some with his own money, or at least I hope with his own money. But most of these NFTs are just airdrops. And you can check this out. Like, all of this, just airdrops, and stuff that he has received from operating these nodes. So I want some clarification there. And then there's something else that I found, because I did a video on Superior not so very long ago, and I actually noticed this earlier today just because I was scrolling to this activity. But if you were to go to the Gala Games store right now, and if you were to purchase one of these Superior NFTs, then you would receive an NFT from this address right here. So now what has Eric Schiermeyer done? And he actually made an announcement of this in Discord, because I went looking through his messages hoping that I could find something in terms of Superior, and he mentioned that he was gonna sweep the store's floor for these NFTs. And at first glance, okay, nothing wrong with that. But my issue with this is they are selling these NFTs in different tiers of pricing. That's a Gala thing. Everything, they love their tiers, like tiers of rarity, tiers of pricing, everything has to be in tiers. This Murmur Prime, of which the CEO has bought 43, because of this purchase of 43 NFTs, we have now gone to a higher tier of pricing. So because of Benefactor, everyone who wants to buy one of these NFTs now has to pay more. It's just very weird. Why would you do that as a CEO? It just makes zero sense to me. Now, obviously, you can go ahead and go on OpenSea or secondary marketplaces because these NFTs aren't selling. Everyone, it's a bear market. Everyone's, sort of hesitant when it comes to purchasing NFTs, or, everyone's starting to get enough of these ridiculous NFT pricings that Gala has. They have, some of these NFTs. And this kind of pisses me off as well, but this is really what I didn't want this video to be about. But some of these prices, like, can we all agree that these are ridiculously overpriced? Like, these are ships for $96,000 as well. It's the same as the current node pricing right now. This one, like, that's almost $200,000 for a ship. I mean, yeah. I never jumped on this Miranda's hype train just simply because I didn't see the benefit of the NFTs just yet. And I really hope that they nail this game, that this game is a home run, because otherwise a lot of people are going to be pissed. They made millions, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars selling NFTs for this game. NFTs, by the way, that are all already a lot cheaper on secondary prices right now, secondary marketplaces. But enough about that. I didn't want this video to be too much in regards of their pricing strategy that I don't necessarily agree with. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like it. They're never going to attract regular Web 2.0 folks with pricing NFTs the way they do. And yeah, that's my opinion, and enough about that. There's some other things that I want some clarification about. Actually, before I get into these, this is just a minor thing. I want to point something else out first. And this is, again, a transparency issue that I want sorted, that I want some clarification about. If you go to CoinMarketCap, for example, you can go ahead and find this information yourself. If you click this and you go to their Etherscan, everything's on chain. Gala token, it is an ERC20 token, so it's an Ethereum token, and everything is, you can see every transaction that happens. But what you can also see is the holders. And I'm not going to claim that I'm the only one or the first person who has found this. It's just I never seen Gala be transparent about this. If we go here and check these top 10 accounts or even top 15 accounts, these accounts account for more than 50% of the total circulating supply of Gala. You can see this right here. This account here, that's 186 million Gala worth. 60, now I'm not going to count Binance. This is already just Binance, the exchange. There's accounts 62 million, 60 million, 59 million, 58 million. But if we go to these addresses, I'm gonna open a couple here, just these top 5. These accounts, they just have this Gala sitting here. This is the one with holding 14.46% of the total supply. Just sitting there, dormant. Same with this, exactly the same thing happened here. Exactly the same thing with this account. Exactly the same thing with this account. And same goes for all of these other accounts here. This is around, again, 45 to 50% of the total circulating supply currently that's just sitting in these wallets and that there's no information about. Because Gala doesn't believe in white papers. They don't believe in tokenomic models. It seems like the only token, if we go to the support page of Gala right now, if I go to Google and go to Gala Tokenomics, the only thing that we're gonna find is the supply of 50 billion. And yeah, that there's gonna be halvings. This is it. This is it. That's what we know. 50 billion. There's nothing in regards to these addresses holding so much Gala token. And I don't know if I read my fair share of white papers. I've seen my fair share of tokenomic models. A normal distribution for team wallets is around 10, 15, 20%, something like that. I have never seen 45%, 50% of the total supply just being team wallets. What are these wallets being used for? Who owns these wallets? There's no information like normal, even then, even if you have a normal token with 20% team, whatever, 10%, there's going to be vesting as well. So basically a release schedule over the span of a couple of years where these tokens are gradually released. These wallets though, like luckily they haven't really moved any, they haven't really sold any, but these wallets, this Gala is just sitting dormant in these accounts. What's the purpose of these accounts? That's a whole lot of Gala just sitting there. And there's a lot more accounts. I haven't really checked all of them, but there's a bunch more. So Gala, please let me know what is up with that. Actually they made yesterday, I think they talked about releasing a tokenomics for Townstar. I'm really curious what that's gonna look like. And that's great, some transparency. But I want transparency about Gala. I really do. I really want to know. And I want to know, even if they have team wallets, like I somewhat understand that. Not the percentage that they are using, like a very big, again, part of the total supply. But if they all already have these team wallets, whatever, then why the hell do they also need to take from our distribution rewards? From people who have spent a lot of money on nodes. Why are they taking our rewards? Why is that? Please guys, let me know. All right. Bitbender, Eric Schiermeyer, whoever, kindly let me know. I am curious. Just one final thing, and that's just a minor thing here that I wanted to point out. I made a video about Superior not so long ago. By the way, I think this is an awesome game. I had a great time playing this. But again, there's some weird things when it comes to the numbers. Everything that you're seeing here are the amount of NFTs that was communicated to us through their Medium articles, talking about total supply and whatever. If I go to Superior right now and just take one of these characters as an example. For example, this uncommon Ronin Prime character. Everything's on chain, right? So we can exactly see how much supply there is. Right here it says 1453 total supply. In the Medium article, and I can go there now. I just don't have it listed. You can go ahead and look for yourself, but the total supply that is mentioned there is 1305. And they talk about total supply, so you would expect there to be a total supply of 1305. What's up with these additional 100 something NFTs? What's up with that? Okay, this is just a minor thing though, but there's lots of minor things. I'm not gonna address all of them in this video because you would quickly find that this video would go to 2 hours. I can talk very long about Gala Games. Again, I've done my research. I'm kind of passionate about this stuff. I'm just gonna end it right here as well. I think the most important things have been addressed. And I hope that you see where I'm coming from with this. I hope, if some of these things have been addressed, then I have really looked I've looked really hard for an explanation. I couldn't find anything. So if it has been mentioned somewhere, I apologize. Kindly let me know. Also let me know where it was addressed and when it was addressed. Besides that, in terms of transparency, I really like to know more about their nodes. I want to know how many music nodes there are, what price are they selling for. I want to, same for the film nodes. Same for the other nodes that they're going to be selling, the Downstar nodes. I can't find any information. It's so frustrating. I try to do research. I try to make informative videos, but it takes me hours to find some very basic information. Is it so hard to mention in a Medium article, we're gonna sell so many nodes and we're gonna ask this amount of money? Why can't Gala Games do that? It's just because they seem to be freestyling everything they do. It's like they seem to be sell first and think later. That's somewhat their strategy or something. It's very weird. Now with this Geary as well. No, actually I'm gonna keep that for another video. I have my opinion about Geary as well. For those of you who don't know, Gala Chain and Geary, Geary is sort of the code name for the Gala Chain they've always been talking about, sort of their ecosystem that they're building. There's going to be another token. So there's going to be another layer on top of this founders nodes thing, but I'll get into that in another video. All right. And for people wondering, not all my videos are going to be about Gala Games. Actually, the past couple of days I've been looking at Gala Games and I kind of got tired of it. I got tired of being frustrated, of having to look for information, having to try to get answers to very normal and very basic questions. I had the same when I was looking into Superior. Again, an awesome game, but when I had questions about the NFTs, the Superior team said everything is being handled by Gala. Same for the token. The Superior token that's coming, everything's being handled by Gala. There's just no information. I haven't bought their NFTs. I love the game. I'm really gonna spend a lot of hours probably playing this game, but I haven't bought a single NFT because I hate buying into something where there's zero transparency about. And that's the problem with all of their games. Yet they are so ridiculously overpriced. Every single of all of their NFTs. Like right now they're starting to come down in pricing. Obviously the bull market is over. People are thinking twice before spending their money. They can't get away with these ridiculous prices anymore. So also go and watch that Superior video and watch the price difference. Actually, I have it right here. The price difference between the Ronin Prime, the first character that was introduced, and the Murmur Prime. These uncommon NFTs were sold for $800 back in the bull market. Right now, for the same rarity tier, they're asking $250. There's less supply, so you can even argue that these are more rare than these uncommon ones. So all these people, how are they going to be rewarded? Or are they just fucked because they bought in a bull market? Like their pricing strategy and, it just really needs some... I love Gala, I love the vision, but please guys, this needs to change. This really needs to change. You guys need to think about how you're gonna go forward with pricing your NFTs and whatever. I'm sorry. I keep rambling on. I'm passionate about this stuff. I want Gala to succeed just as much as everyone who's watching this video. Yeah, I'm gonna end it right here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you like NFTs, I'm gonna be posting a lot more videos of projects that I'm looking into. I have some great stories I've been trading NFTs for quite some time. I have some great stories and insights and just some lessons that I want to be sharing with you guys as well. I want this channel to become more fun than what this video is. That's for sure. But again, this needs to be addressed in my opinion. So yeah, let me know what you think. Maybe you don't share the same opinion as I do. Again, Gala Games has a very tight-knit community. So very curious to see how this video is going to be received and how many people are going to unsubscribe from this channel. But yeah, I mean, this is me. This is the content that I wanted to make. This is a thing that I want to get clarified. So yeah. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hopefully see you in the next video. Cheers.